Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline and today we are going to see if they have found the cure for IBD. Before we get started, I'm still doing market research on what the chronically ill community needs when it comes to medical gaslighting, how to handle it and how to avoid it. And I still need your help for the market research. And there are two ways you can help me. You can either book an interview with me that will last 30 to 60 minutes where I will be asking you about your experience with medical gaslighting. There is a link for the booking site down below, and I have some different times set in the schedule, but if none of them fits you, please just DM me on my Instagram, that's also called The Art of Being Ill, and we'll find a time that suits both of us. You can also, if you are a little low on time or low on energy, you can also fill out a questionnaire about your experience with medical gaslighting. I will put a link down below for that as well, and when I say down below, I mean the description, of course. So thank you so much for your help, I really appreciate it. Now, let's go find the cure for IBD. I came across an article on a webpage that in Danish is called videnskab.dk, and translated into English, it's called science.dk. And they have written an article about a new study that was posted in the journal Cell. And it was a really interesting article because this article talks about how viruses might be the solution to curing Crohn's and colitis and potentially other chronic illnesses as well. So in the study, they are talking about something called bacteriophages and a certain type of it that had a very, very specific, challenging name. So I gave up on learning how to say it. So let me just go with bacteriophages. But there are multiple types, apparently. But these bacteriophages seem to kill harmful gut bacteria that are related to colitis and Crohn's. And they not only kill the harmful ones, but they also do it without harming the health-promoting gut bacteria. So without really doing more damage than good. The goal is to have these bacteriophages collected in an oral pill, which of course makes it very consumer friendly. And so far, it has shown to have very low side effects. However, this research is still in the very early stages and has not really been tested on humans. It has mostly been tested on mice, but so far, promising results. Science.dk contacted a professor in health promoting gut bacteria called Olaf Borby Pedersen, a Danish professor, and had him read the study and comment on it for them. He says that it's a very promising study. But he also says that it is very early in the research, one of the earliest stages, so not to get our hopes up too soon, but it's very promising. He also says that one of the challenges that the researchers might run into is that the composition of these bacteriophages might need to be customized to each patient because we all have very individual intestinal microbiome. I'm saying a lot of fancy words today. So they might need to figure out a way to customize these bacteriophages to each patient. And that can be a challenge, but not impossible. He's also talking about the credibility of the study, and I really love that he actually says a few words about this. There are 53 scientists in this study that might have a conflict of interest. And this is because they work for a pharmaceutical or a company that, makes health-promoting gut bacteria or something like that. And some of them have, of course, applied for patents and la 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 la. But according to Professor Olaf Borby Pedersen, there is really nothing to worry about. The studies seem very credible because there is really nothing unusual in universities and companies investing in this type of research. There's also nothing unusual with them when something is promising that they will, apply for a patent or something like that. And the study is conducted correctly, and there is nothing in the study that seems to be not credible. Everything seems to be valid. So for him, he's not so worried about that someone might be working for someone who works with gut bacteria. To sum up, Professor Olaf Borby Pedersen thinks the study is credible. It is more about it being very early in the research. So unfortunately, we can't get our hopes up too soon. But the reason I wanted to bring this up today is because I think it's really, really interesting. Imagine that you can get these bacteriophages to actually eat the gut bacteria, the harmful ones that are connected to your Crohn's or your colitis. The bacteria that these bacteriophages will attack is the bacteria that also have a name I can't pronounce, that is seen to be the most active in creating this really heavy inflammation in the bowel. So it makes sense that it could help. The researchers behind the study hopes to not only cure colitis and Crohn's, but multiple chronic illnesses that has some connection to our gut bacteria. So I find it really interesting, and I'm afraid that it's so early in the stages that I might never get to live it. But I think it's so interesting to think about that maybe one day you can eat a pill with these bacteriophages in them, and they will literally eat the bacteria that causes this inflammation, and you can basically live a normal life. But we are starting to understand that our gut bacteria has a lot to say about how well we are thriving, our health. It is connected to multiple illnesses. This is something scientists are starting to realize. So for me, it doesn't sound unrealistic that also could be a way in to actually cure a lot of illnesses. And I think it's really, really interesting. Now, I will link down below to the Danish website that had the article. So if you are Danish, you can go read it because it isn't Danish. But if you want to read the whole study, I will also put a link to that in the description so you can read it for yourself and make your own opinion. I have to admit, I didn't read the full study because it's very long, and I haven't really had the energy to do so, but I decided to trust the article on the website because I know it's a credible website, and because they had a expert in the field actually comment on the study. But if you want to read it yourself, you can click the link in the description. I hope you really liked this video, and let's all cross our fingers and hope that this might be the miracle cure we've all been waiting for. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications, share the video, comment, do your thing. And you can also go follow me on my Instagram, that's also called The Art of Being Ill. And I'll see you next time right here on my channel, The Art of Being Ill.